There's a lot of things I thought could happen with All Elite Wrestling Double or Nothing coming up May 25th. This was not one of them. Wow, I can't even believe I'm saying this. One of the matches announced for All Elite Wrestling isn't happening. And if I had to guess which one, this is not the one I thought would not be happening. Hey, my name is Eric and I've been gone a while, but that doesn't change anything for the simple fact that the last time I made a video was probably when All Elite Wrestling announced its show. I mean, back then they announced Paige versus PAC. Yeah, well, guess what? It's not happening anymore. PAC doesn't want it. PAC took his ball and went home again. It ain't Vince's fault. We all blame Vince. Couldn't push Neville. Couldn't push him. Triple H took care of him in NXT. And then Vince buried him. He was going to the greener pastures. Cheer PAC. Except now he's in Dragon Gate and he's the champion and he was supposed to face All Elite Wrestling and now he's creative differences. We're going to talk about it in this video, and you know what? You probably don't care about my opinion. I'm trying to stay relevant like Enzo Amore. I'm really not, but I tweeted a lot today, so that must mean a video is coming. Or I'm Eric, or Tubby, whichever one. Let's get into the video and see which side I'm on. Fans of wrestling chastise WWE for not getting long-term storylines. And there is no longer-term storyline in All Elite Wrestling than Joey Ryan versus Adam Page. This truly, in my mind, is the feud that should have happened at Double or Nothing. I think when they announced PAC versus Adam Page, I went, this is a great match. I'm happy for it. I thought it was going to be for the All Elite title, which we're going to talk about a little bit later in the video, so just stick around for 1 second. But I honestly did not want Page versus PAC, and it's not that I didn't want the match. It's a dream matchup. It's a great match on paper. I think if you look at what they did to promote it with the full body challenge, this would be a great way, if this was all a work, to work yourself, because PAC went and got in the best shape of his life. PAC has more abs than he has years in the professional wrestling business. Yeah, Page has got, what, 8 or 9 years in the business? PAC's got 10 abs. I don't know if you've seen him. This man's like, he's stringing a washboard. They're just like, or whatever the sound of the washboard makes. That's PAC's abs. So if you're going to present a sports-based show and you want to go the big swerve, well, Hangman Page wasn't full body ready. All Elite Wrestling can pull him off the card. They can rib WWE. Flip side, let's say this isn't a work. Let's say PAC can't get to the country. Why couldn't he get to the country? Let's look at some of these issues. Maybe this match is not due to creative differences. Maybe there's logistical issues, but they're treating it like sports. PAC did miss WrestleCon due to a visa issue. We all know, and a lot of people criticize WWE, but they're very efficient with visas. They have pull and sway, and they can pretty much get anybody visas. If you guys remember, Impact Wrestling had some trouble with visas. Maybe they did, maybe that was a report, I don't know, but they moved to Canada. And I like Impact, and I've loved what they've done. And some of their talent or talent up north have had trouble getting visas. One of them, Josh Alexander, finally in the United States, and I've seen a couple of his matches, only a few. Great guy. PAC could not get a visa for WrestleCon, so are we in a situation where he wasn't able to get a visa? And that doesn't seem smart, because Tony Khan, knowing business, would have had a visa for PAC. So for me, that's the one I thought of today, but I don't think it's a realistic possibility. The second possibility was, what are the creative differences? Well, some people have speculated Dragon Gate. The fact that Neville, or PAC, excuse me, the bastard PAC is the Dragon Gate champion, and PAC being the Dragon Gate champion means, and again, according to reports, that the creative differences in the match, that Page or the Elites wanted him to go over PAC. So then you kind of set up, again, for this free publicity tour, kind of like, I think All Elite Wrestling would have embraced the rumors of a time buy. I think we all got caught up in that, the time buy on TV, and I think I did for a little bit there. I don't care if they get paid big money. I don't care if they're paying for the spot. They're willing to spend the money. I'm all for it. I don't care. That's not the TV deal they got. Actually, we don't know the TV deal they got. We're just speculating right now. But without Adam Page versus PAC, I think some people are going to feel shorted. Like I said, it could be visas, or the other big possibility that I really think it could possibly be, and I truly believe this, is maybe the titles needs to be on the line. I mean, I think we were promised an All Elite title holder, an All Elite champion of some sort. If this event is going to be as big as All In, and they're going to go Double or Nothing, hopefully double the ratings to continue its success, you have to wonder, with the buy-in battle royale, who are they going to be standing off against? Because as of right now, there is no All Elite Wrestling champion. So if you're trying to present a strong image for your first show to the paying customer, wouldn't you want a champion? So maybe the creative difference is, obviously, PAC has no reason to fight this match. He's the Dragon Gate champion. If you want to use that lore that, the buddies are trying to put Paige over and PAC's a champion, so PAC can't lose. I mean, come on. Paige can take a loss, right? It's wrestling. But guys, I thought it was wins and losses don't matter, and I thought you just wanted the story. Well, then throw this match out entirely because you don't want this match. Deep down, you never wanted PAC versus Paige, and I'm going to bring you to the dark side. I'm going to bring you to the side of penises. I never in a million years thought I would say this phrase out loud today. I just want to go to a penis party. There's a reason that nobody wants to talk wrestling with me. I mean, a penis party, yes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you missed All In, if you were in a bubble, you didn't get to see it, you didn't even see a screenshot of it, Joey Ryan was killed in being the Elite by Adam Page, and Joey Ryan came back from the dead. And when he came back from the dead, he came back with penis druids like The Undertaker. With the penis druids, he beat up Adam Page at All In after his match, which was a grueling match. So this is the match that I was wanting. I always was and I always will. So if there's a last-minute creative difference and we get Joey Ryan versus Hangman Adam Page, there's going to be nothing better. But at the same point, let's say this is all a work. Let's say they're still going to have a match. What are the possible storylines that they could do for this? What is coming out of this? And I already speculated one. You put the title on the line. Because if Adam Page went through this full body challenge and was put through the ringer by his boys, and they want to have him go over on PAC for the title, he's being rewarded. But at the same time, if you want PAC to be your champion, the bastard, it would almost settle of, Page, you didn't put enough effort, but look at PAC. This man is shredded. He's got 10 abs. Again, more years than you've been wrestling, kid. You're my buddy, you're our friend, but we got to do what's best for business. PAC is the Dragonweight champion. Dragon Gate. I'm going to get it right at one point. To be honest with you, I've never seen Dragon Gate. I've seen Dragon Gate USA, but I've never truly watched the original Dragon Gate. I feel like a pile of crap. I know Paul signed up for it. I know the UI is a little shaky. I just don't watch it. But what I do know and what I do watch is I did watch All In. And like I said, the penis party and the druids are where my heart lies. That's where my loyalty lies. I want to go to a penis party, and I want to see them face off. Now, like I said, if it is work, you're getting into a situation of, well, what are you working then? Are we working the crowd? I don't know. It came out this week that, the Young Bucks were not necessarily happy with New Japan Pro Wrestling, that All Elite Wrestling may never have happened if it wasn't for the contract. And we're going to talk about this in depth later, but basically everybody chastises other wrestling promotions for, paying talent or hoarding them by paying them money and then never booking them properly. And here you have a situation where New Japan Pro Wrestling booked them properly, gave them all the titles in the world, and they wouldn't agree to really pay them, or it'd take them 20 plus years to retire, and they even wanted to do a contract with Ring of Honor to split the costs, and then they wouldn't do it. And then you think about being the Elite, and you go back to all the storylines, like the Joey Ryan storylines, like the Adam Page storylines, and you see them bash the flying to New Japan all the time and not even being in first or having to upgrade themselves. And you see how miserable they were on planes to Japan, leaving their family. Yeah, we're going back to Japan. It almost makes you question, well, you were so focused. I mean, I was focused on the WWE jokes. I loved them. The sledgehammers, Triple H's lists. I love the fact that he did it. I love the fact that they poked fun at WWE, but now it seems like they're poking fun at not just one promotion, but others. So in this match, if they are presenting a sports presentation and maybe PAC doesn't want to be a part of it, or you can't have a guy lose, you bring out another storyline, or you bring out another match. Likewise, you make the match seem like it's not going to happen, and then you do the match. Or PAC physically cannot be in the United States, because the rumor was that they taped an empty arena match, or some sort of match over there. It was like a 10-minute match at the actual show where PAC would beat down Page after the match and say, I'm not coming to Vegas, and I'm not coming for your boys, and I'm not doing the business. I'm not doing the job. I'm done with business. Well, if you're done with business, PAC, I have to ask you this one question then. Are you secretly still working for Triple H? Can you just tell me, this is the guy that runs the payoff, just secretly tell me deep down. Enzo and Big Cass ruined New Japan and ROH. You're in All Elite Wrestling, got announced for the biggest show ever. They upstaged WWE in Europe. Wait, maybe PAC isn't a fan of the station they went to. Maybe PAC never had that station as a kid, and that's why he doesn't want to fight. Maybe that's the creative differences. Maybe he's not a fan of ITV. He'd rather be on Sky or BTN or whichever one you guys. If you guys are over in the UK, let me know what you guys think in the comments below of ITV, Sky, BT. I don't know anything. Which channel do you have? Is it as hard as trying to find like the Pursuit channel or whatever Impact's on these days? I mean, I just watched it on Pluto or Twitch. Because, I mean, Impact's pretty good. But Triple H, seriously, PAC, are you working with Triple H on the down low? I mean, Enzo and Big Cass ruined that show. You're pulling out of their biggest show. And if you don't actually show up, I mean, if you want to really get into the conspiracies, I mean, Dragon Gate USA, Gabe Sapolsky, Evolve, NXT Evolve, Dragon Gate PAC, the whole situation. Wouldn't that be a burner? Yeah, if PAC shows up on Monday Night Raw, or SmackDown or NXT after all of this, could you even imagine the day after Double or Nothing, PAC showing up on WWE TV? I can't even. I mean, there's so much speculation, guys. What's right, what's wrong. But you have to ask yourself, is it work, is it not? I really don't care. But for a company that's launching, there's a lot of people in the pro wrestling media on either side questioning this. Is this the WCW days? Are the inmates running the asylum? Dave Meltzer says, no, that's not the case, because if the inmates were running the asylum, they just would have done a DQ finish. They don't want that. They want to publicly announce it so fans don't get like pissed off with a false finish. They want actual winners of matches. They don't need that, and that's one of the things that made All In good. It was just great wrestling, a great environment, a great card, winners, losers. You don't really have to worry about false finishes yet in the business, unlike WWE. And I'm not against the finishes, especially if you're going in a win-loss program. Draws are going to, incorporate into that, DQs, things like that. But when it comes to All Elite Wrestling, Adam Page, PAC, 525, the Wynn Resort and Casinos, wherever the heck it's at, in Las Vegas, because Grimm's Toy Show is going there, and I didn't get to go because Grimm's Toy Show is bringing Marlene. I never wanted PAC versus Page in the first place. I have and have always wanted Adam Page versus Joey Ryan with penis druids. So I hope PAC isn't going to show up. I hope his replacement opponent is Joey Ryan. I want dicks on my television. Well, I mean, the pay-per-view is $50. I'm broke. Not kayfabe. So I'm probably not going to watch it unless I can find a friend or something to go watch it with. But I will say this. I wish All Elite Wrestling nothing but the best. We've talked about t-shirt companies, TV deals. There's a lot of stuff going on with All Elite Wrestling. But at the end of the day, I love competition. I think we all do. We've all been making that same statement. And the last thing I want to end on is, did you know that David Bixby, the reporter that's been doing all this shit lately, called Eric Bischoff when he was 15 years old back in 2000, and he dragged him a new one, and then Bischoff just let him go? Huh. You learn something new every day in wrestling. So I don't know what's going to happen, and personally, I don't care. If PAC did business, PAC didn't do business. If this was always the plan, if it wasn't the plan, I didn't want the match anyway. I would have been happy. I know a lot of fans are excited for that match. It's a match they wanted. But you can't get me off of my throne. If I try to shout the payoff at you and shout like, yo boy, you want this, and this is why. Logically, look at this point, look at this point, look at that point. You want to know why I tell you guys that? When you watch any other TV show, you look for that shit. You look for those dots. You look for those points. Take Glow, for example. If you've never seen Glow, spoiler warning. And we're going so off page for we're going so off page for this, but it makes sense because Joey Ryan was in Glow, and I've been rewatching Glow. And in Glow, one of the things that happens, especially, with Joey Ryan and everybody that's in Glow, I just want Joey Ryan versus Page at this point. I'm going to lose hope unless I get the match. I mean, I guess they could announce it for the third pay-per-view and not give it to me now. I just want them to give me what I want. All Elite Wrestling, give me what I want. Give me what I want. Give me what I want, what I really, really want, what I want, what I want, what I really, really want. Trying to stall till I think of that point. Yep. Okay, so I remember the point I was trying to make with Glow. In Glow, his daughter, by the way, spoiler alerts, It turns out one of the wrestlers turns out to be his daughter, and she joined Glow to get close to her father. And you start to see those foreshadowed moments in the story. Like when I went back and watched it the very first time, I didn't realize when they're watching Sam Sylvia's movie, they're all laughing and she's like, Now eventually you see her like getting very defensive about her father's films and going after her father when she finds out he's sleeping with one of the talent and everything. But you see those moments where it basically tipped off it was going to happen. Kind of like Joey Ryan and Adam Page. Kind of like, the shots at WWE with your Revival or many of the other stuff they've done within the company. They've taken shots and they've traded them back and forth. The New Japan flights now, with now knowing what the Young Bucks think about New Japan, how it would have taken them 20 plus years to retire, they were booked great, but hey. So it makes you wonder on some of this stuff if it was always foreshadowed, right? Because the reaction that I'm seeing is, yeah, Pac's doing it again. Okay, it fits his bad boy image or bastard image or whatever. All Elite Wrestling fans get the story they always wanted. They got a dream matchup between Page and Pac, which is awesome, but now they could get the real match, the meat and potatoes one, the one that we all want. But the fact that it was a week out, a lot of questions are being asked. I don't know if it's a visa issue. I don't know if it's a creative difference issue. I don't know if this was always the plan. I don't know if something came up. But what I do know is come this Sunday, next Sunday, 5/25, Las Vegas, Nevada, All Elite Wrestling, Cody Rhodes being the Elite, will present their second pay-per-view. And while I'm probably not going to have money to watch it, I'm gonna follow along. I'm going to wish them nothing but the best. And at the end of the day, the one thing that I want to keep in mind is I didn't want that match in the first place. I really wanted Adam Page versus the Dick Druids. Is that it? Why do I have to keep talking about this? My producer's looking, I don't have a fucking producer. Just end the video at this point. Like, if you're a wrestling fan and you're still talking about this, I feel like I'm like Tubby Emu on Twitter. Like, I just can't stop talking about it. I just keep finding points in my head and I just keep rambling with it. I mean, that's what wrestling fans do, right? Now, seriously, can we end the video? Any more? Do we need any more mid-rolls? I mean, didn't I just come back like 2 months ago saying, hey, I'm the guy that doesn't need mid-rolls and monetization. Now I'm broke and I need to come back. Anyway, guys, my name has been Eric or Tubby Emu. Don't follow me on Twitter because you're just going to regret it. I mean, Pulse finally turned against me. At this point, I'm starting to ask myself, who's worse, Tubby Emu, Wasim, or Sean's View? And once I realized I was probably worse on Twitter than Wasim, if you know what I'm talking about, I need to stop tweeting. I'm not going to, but yeah, don't follow me on Twitter at Tubby Emu. It's just going to be a bunch of payoff tweets and a bunch of things people think I'm seriously saying is going to happen or justifications for wrestling, and they're really not. It's like this. I'm just talking. You just can't tell. So until next time, my name is Eric, and we'll go Double or Nothing next time where we actually do a good video, because this one sucked. And until next time, we will see you all later. Nobody gives a shit about that match. We want Page versus Joey Ryan. It's not rocket science.